And with that, we are one step closer to progress. I think something I want to do is trace out this piece at the end of it here. The thing about tape for box making is that masking tape is, in my opinion, the best type of tape to use. Of truth, does it slide in? Does it fit perfectly? Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to the Boxman Show Live. So, just to recap, we are finishing what we started the other day. We're going to be making Zoro's sword out of cardboard, Enma specifically. So One Piece episode that airs some later today. The manga came back yesterday. I am super hyped, super excited. I'm in an excellent mood, so we're going to go ahead and get started making with this sword. We've got some lovely cardboard that we're going to be using today. Find the weak spot of the cardboard, which is like the little flap over here where the box was initially glued together. You just take either a knife or your finger. You find where it meets. You might want to like use your hands to tear just a little bit of it, like that. Then you take a knife and just run. When making something long like a sword, the thing you generally want to do is when trimming down the box, you want to trim down and take off these flaps that you see out here. What we're really after here is this long, meaty stretch of the cardboard, this long main piece of it here. So these flaps, they're great for detailing stuff, but they're more of a secondary kind of thing, gutting a fish or something like that. So this is the meat, this is the delicious stuff that we're going to be consuming the most of, and these are the bones, the part that we're just going to, they still have their use, but not as much as what we're going to be using the meat for. And as we did last time, we had cut out the main skeletal piece for like the main piece of the blade. The objective now is to make the detailing layers for all of it, turning this into an actual proper sword. I'm going to take the secondary piece and put it on top of the main piece, and instead of having them completely square, we're going to take the piece that's on top of it and just scoot it back a little bit. And in scooting it back a little bit, you make it so there is more of a visible edge to the blade, like the actual cutting part. Just some tape to make sure it's all secured together. The thing about tape for box making is that masking tape is, in my opinion, the best type of tape to use in the detailing process because it's just sticky enough to hold things together, but it's not so sticky that it completely tears the cardboard apart whenever you need to remove it. So it's the perfect temporary resource. We're going to take a little bit of it and just put it towards the top of the bottom piece. Enma has to be my favorite sword design of Zoro's, the ones that Zoro uses. Of all the swords in One Piece, my favorite is actually Law's sword, which is honestly just like a comically large katana. There's probably a real-life Japanese weapon that it was inspired by, but it just looks like a comically large katana to me. But that's my favorite of the swords, and out of the ones that Zoro wields, Enma is my personal favorite. I think it has the nicest design, which is part of the reason why I wanted to make it today. And now look at that. The katana now has a visibly beveled edge to it. When you use the knife, it's more of a high-risk, high-reward strategy. You're guaranteed the accuracy of a perfect duplication, but if your knife slips, you may end up having to do more work than you would if you just use the pencil. I don't particularly mind the risk. I just personally find it easier to just use the knife. So that's my primary strategy with it. That's my school of thought. Handle piece. So we're going to take this, trim this piece down to size, of course, and then this will be able to wrap around. It meets the other piece, and that'll look like one complete piece. It'll make much more sense when you actually see it, trust me. I've taken a liberty and designed the two different pieces for how the handle is going to look. This is the piece that's going to slot onto everything. This is the other piece of that guard. So these two pieces form together to look like this. And we're going to duplicate this design once more. This time we're going to use the pencil method, so y'all can at least see what that looks like. First, glue the pieces so they stay inside of it. And with that, we are one step closer to progress. I think something I want to do is trace out this piece at the end of it here and put another two pieces on top of it, but just this piece, so it's more flush with the rest of the handle. The silhouette is always the most important piece, I think, when making duplications, because once you have the silhouette, modifications just come easy after that. But you need that initial base template piece in order to make such modifications quickly and easy. It's just a nice stock piece, I say. Enma has 3 little ring pieces on the top and towards the middle. So I have some strips of cardboard here that should be just long enough. Just going to start with that. Progressively glue it on a little bit more until it's all the way wrapped around the edge. Just initially as a way to just bend it into the necessary shape and know where I'm going to need to cut it later. And then I just glue on the line right here. All 3 part of the rings are done. Would you look at that? Now here comes the fun part. We are going to take and slide it on. So that now, with all those pieces combined, I have to say, this is one of the most enjoyable props that I have ever made. So, at the bare minimum, one piece of it that we just cut out, folded, and glue together. That much of it does fit inside there. So we'd be able to draw that shortly. Now we're able to actually draw it. Moment of truth. Does it slide in? Does it fit perfectly? Oh, look at that! Look at that! It fits! It's looking good. So now we can just... Look at that. We've done it, y'all.
A few moments later.
Enma is now complete. We did a whole lot of work on the stream, but I went back and did a little extra detailing on my own time. We got stuff like the different pieces of decoration, the Kotsuki crest, I think that is. Now it's a nice, lovely, long katana blade. This is actually the first successful katana blade that I made, so this thing holds a lot of weight for me in that regard as well. So I am very happy about that. A couple of people have asked me how I managed to warp a PVC pipe, which is what I did to make the spine for this blade, to give it nice rigidness and durability. And the way that I did that is that I took the PVC pipe, I took a Dremel, chopped the entire thing in half. And once I was done with that, I took a heat gun, essentially blacksmith forged it to look into a curvy shape like this. One PVC pipe like this can get you 2 katanas, which is really neat because it creates a nice, when heated and fleshed out, it gives a nice thin piece of PVC pipe, gives a nice thin piece of plastic that you can use to shove into the cardboard. It doesn't take a whole lot of space. It's only a little bit thicker than what an actual sword would be, so it's so versatile. Oops. I'll pick that up later. A lot of people ask me why I don't paint my props, and there's a really good reason for that. And that's because I really like seeing just the transformation process. I think painting over the props kind of robs you of the really seeing of what it once was, you know, a couple of cardboard boxes, and what it's now become, you know, an actual cool looking prop, a katana in this case. And little bits and pieces like this, you see how there's like half of an Amazon smile that you can see from the box that this part of the blade initially came from. You know, that kind of stuff I absolutely love. So that's why I don't paint my props, is because it's just part of the artistic journey, I'd say. So that's enough of Enma for today. Now we are starting from the top. I have not seen about 90% of these. So first coming in from Taco, World Destroyer, is second attempt at first sword. Ah, cool, really cool. So, I am really liking what I'm seeing. I'm trying to see if those both parts of the same sword. Yes, they are. That's the handle. Oh, really interesting. I like the choice for the handle. It kind of reminds me of, you know, really thin needle blades, almost like the one character from Game of Thrones that they put in Multiverses. I've been playing Multiverses recently, so it kind of reminds me of her sword. So that's really neat. It's making in progress what looks almost like Slade's mask, or Deathstroke's mask from DC. And I think that is really cool. You know, I think it is Deathstroke because it's only like one, he only has one eye that he shows to the mask. But either way, that is super duper cool. I really like all the detailing for it. Making helmets and things out of cardboard is it's not very easy. So anytime I see someone, you know, not only make the attempt, which is impressive enough, but actually make it really good, that's just, you should absolutely pat yourself on the back for that. That is just really well done. So, awesome, Batman. Oh, another first prop. I always love it when people dabble with boxsmithing for the first time, and we get to see, you know, just the baby's first steps of their progress. First cardboard knife. I really like it. Kind of reminds me of Uzui's knives from Demon Slayer. The way it has like the semicircle curve within the middle of it. Really nice. I think we're going to end stream here. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Jeb out. like an end stream, like which is just like a quick draw, like obviously we'll just go like.